Hello, everyone. Sorry, I always have so much trouble finding where I am because for some reason I just can't ever get back to this, and I don't know why. But here I am. I made it a little bit early. Let's see if I can get everything set up the way I want it. Is anybody out there? Just making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Hi, Charmaine. Yeah, I know I'm a bit early, but I don't know why. For some reason, when I schedule this, I have the hardest time coming back and finding where I'm supposed to be. Hi, Darla. So, those of you that don't know, I have really struggled with what I wanted to do all week. I just had no idea, and even now, I'm gonna do painting papers. And I'm probably not going to show you anything you don't already know if you've ever played with a gel plate, painting papers, or anything like that. But I guess we're just going to play and see what happens, see what we find. Maybe something new will show up. I do have some new stencils that I want to use that I'm kind of excited about. I say new, I've had them for a while, just haven't used them. So I was trying to figure out, it tells me how many people are in here, and it says 0, but I see 2 of you. So I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, the older I get, the less of the technology I know. I really don't like that feeling, but it is what it is. So, what is everybody up to today? Anybody doing anything? You're invisible. You mean you can say you're here, you can make yourself invisible? That's what I was trying to say. I didn't know that. That's kind of weird. But then again, yeah, and Darla, you're technology smart. I think I look up to you like you are all knowing on technology anyway. I think I'm going to get on my phone here for a second. I think I'm going to get on my phone. Oop, but I had to turn it off just so I can see where I'm at and make sure that I'm really here. Isn't that crazy? So, one of the first things I did in prepping for this is dig out the jelly plates. And I say plates. I have right here, I have one, two, I thought I had three. Oh, I actually have four of the big ones. Two are out, two are still in their little clamshells. And then I have a multitude of little ones. They're all stuck to um, acrylic stamping blocks. I don't really use this big of one, but they're perfect for my jelly plates. And yes, all of my jelly plates are dirty. All of them except one, because I went to a thrift store in Odessa a while back, and there was one on the shelf, and it was marked $3. Never been used. They didn't know what they had. And I had to buy it because I just couldn't let somebody else have it for $3. that's the selfish part of me. But I do, when I do jelly plate, I really do get them out and really use them. And sometimes you got to let things dry on the jelly plate. So having more than one is okay. But there's this stencil that I got. I'm not sure where I got it. Like I said, I have several, and I have a really cool one that I bought over a year ago in Wichita at Mrs. O'Leary's. Got paintbrushes and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know for sure where it's at. I have an idea, but I'm not sure I can really get to it. And, you know, I loved it, had to have it. I just don't think about using stencils all the time. Well, there is no reason you shouldn't. This is the stencil I have. I just think this cat is the cutest thing, these cats. So I was trying to figure out, I'd love to have the cats in a painty paper background where the cats are the painty papers and the background be black. But I haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to do. So I pulled out a few already painted papers. And my painted papers, hi Sherry, have no rhyme or reason. I just do things. Sometimes I do things on purpose. Like this one, I don't even know for sure what this is, how it started. It was probably just a clean off thing, and then I added a few things. But I thought, I don't know, this one jumps out at me. So what I thought I'd do, and I don't even know if this is going to work. So I am going to pull out the paint, and I'm going to just put black paint down. Oh, that's more than I needed. That's okay. I have got stuff. I tried to clear off stuff so that I'd have room because I'm painting. I mean, I did think to put on an old shirt this morning after I took my shower. It's already got black paint on it, so we're good there. Wow, this is way more than I needed. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of scrap paper. And yes, this is some of the things that I use to jelly print on. I have a grandson that's almost 17. Most of you know that. And he has used paper, and he'll do this. This is a full page, for him. He's really good at drawing one thing, and then that's it. I'm done. We go to another page. So I'm going to use that to just, now I got a black background. And don't panic thinking, why are you not saving your grandson's work? I could paper this room with his work. I'm relatively sure of that. And this still is going to need another clean off sheet. Let's pull another. See, these are so old. Huh, where is Jean's party at? Yeah. He used to make games and puzzles and all that good stuff over the years. I would love to find a different place to stream, but to do that, I'd have to be out of this room, and then I'd have to get up and go gather stuff. So another page to dry. So I have a couple of black backgrounds for later. Who knows what they might be. All right, so we have my cats. I hope I haven't piddled around too long. Or my black, rather. Now I'll put this down. And it's actually bigger than my jelly plate. Oh. I've got to grab a pair of tweezers because this little guy right here, yeah, this must be a cheap stencil. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure everything's kind of touching where it's supposed to. And now I'll put this on there. And I'll get my little Baron thingy here. So I have been, like I said earlier, struggling with what to do. And I have some ideas, and I want to toss them off of you. And I want to make sure that I'm either going to figure out how to put a poll in YouTube, or I think I can do one on the Ko-fi store. I want to see what things you guys want to see, and don't be afraid to put something out there that you think, well, everybody knows how to do this but me. That's okay. You know, we all got to start somewhere, and I don't want to just do things that I need to get finished. Really, I mean, I kind of do, but I also want to do things that y'all want to see. I'm gonna let this just kind of sit on here for a minute. I do have this really cool idea, and I don't know for sure all the details, but if anybody's got any suggestions for it, then I'd be glad to hear it. Okay, so I have this puzzle, and I was playing with this myself. I just have 4 pieces here. I put it together because I wanted to collage it so it could go back together. And anyway, so that's what I did. I just collaged the pieces of the puzzles. Well, kind of got me thinking, and I went and got it. These are just the $1.25 at the dollar store. Cheap puzzles, not real thick, but not real thin. There was no warp in them when I used them. Keep the puzzles in mind. We're going to go ahead and pull this up and see if we got it. There's a lot of little lines, so I'm going to go ahead and give it another rub. What I did is I put the puzzle together on a piece of chipboard so that I could put another piece of chipboard on it, flip it over, and on the back of it, where I put them, I'm not 100% sure. But on the back of it, I numbered them. And knowing that when I flipped it, that this was this corner, to me, that would be the beginning. I numbered them at 1 through, I think it's 24, with arrows so I'd know which way they had to go in, or which direction number 1, because it could be number 1 and then down here's number 2. I mean, anyway, I have them all done. And I was thinking that it would be really fun to do kind of a collaborative where I sent out, depending on how many want to play, anywhere from 1 to like 4 different pieces. By numbering them, I'm going to make sure that nobody gets 2 that are going to be close right beside each other, so that each one can be different, and then put them together. And granted, I would have the last final project, but I would be more than happy to scan it in so everybody could have a copy of it. The plus to this that I have figured out is I could scan in and adjust to make sure it's absolutely the same size as the scan is the same size as the puzzle piece. Because sometimes when you scan something in, it's not always, it kind of adjusts its size. But I could play with it until I made sure that it was the proper size. And the people that want to play like Sherry, who lives out of the country, I mean, you don't want to pay postage for puzzle pieces. You know, I mean, that's kind of silly. But I could scan it and send you the puzzle pieces. You could do your art on those shapes and scan it and send it back and be included in this, because then I can just cut them out and put them on the original puzzle pieces. And I just think it would be so much fun. I personally would like to do something like this and then um, auction it off and donate the money to some charity, or it was suggested to me possibly like a why does this word, I had to even ask my son the other day, um, when you have a battered woman's shelter, that's the word. Why that word disappears out of my vocabulary, I don't know, but even donating it to a woman's shelter or something like that, so you know it's a community project made by a community, and to show people the support. I don't know for sure what I would do with the finished thing, but it's something in my mind. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Darla, if you could put in my email address. Um, you know, I can I'll send the puzzle pieces out at my cost. I mean, I put four, probably could put six in an envelope with just a stamp. So um, the biggest thing is, making sure everybody follows through, because if somebody has the puzzle pieces and I don't get them back, then the project isn't even going to work. So, all right, let's see how my kitty cats turned out. Eh, it's okay. I could probably go back in with the marker and fix things. I don't like that part. I don't like how it turned out here. But it's not bad. I didn't even think about the the whiskers when I was doing it. So I kind of got an idea now. I need to pay a little more attention to what I'm doing. But I think I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper and pull up, make sure that if there's any more black, and then I will have a black background, hopefully. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't done this for a long time either, so yeah, there was still quite a bit in there to pick up. But there's also a lot of parts that just didn't even show up. That's kind of, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been in, my head isn't into what I've been doing lately. I got so many irons in the fire and no idea what I want to do. Okay, so let's pull this up and see what we got. Ooh, okay. So I pulled out several painting papers with this in mind. So we're going to see. I need to lay this on this. We're just going to move over stuff. Just going to lay this on here. I'm so unorganized right now. I can't find anything. I can't get anything to go where I want it to go. Okay. I don't know if that's going to print. I'm going to get a clean brayer and just see. It was wet, so we'll see if it works. We're going to let it sit on there for a little bit. We're going to come over to this one, and I don't know whether to, I'm thinking out loud, guys. Sorry. I don't know where I got this cat stencil. Very possibly it was a Temu. It doesn't, I mean, the packaging doesn't say, but it's just the cello bag with the label. So, but then, I get those from Amazon too. So it's hard to say. I was just gonna kind of look at the stencil and see if there's any places that I need to work on, that like this little spot right here and this little spot. Kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm kind of going off the stencil here so that, you know, maybe, just maybe it'll show up right, or at least show up good. It's hard to tell because all these lines are so, like, there's a line from this cat and then this cat's outlines, and but I guess I can just make it look like I want it to look. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't know why I'm so worried about this poor little kitty cats. But I want them to look like kitty cats. If I had a little silicone thing, that would help a lot, but I don't. I think that's pretty cleaned up. All right, let's find something to put that on. It needs to be a painty paper. And I actually did not pull out a full enough sheet. And I wanted to find something that didn't have black, that was pretty much finished, but didn't have black on it, because I want the picture, I want the cats to look like cats. So I'm hoping I'm not waiting way too long. But I probably am. Okay, this is going to have to do because it could be too dry. Hi, Beth. Oh, my paper's torn. Of course it is. Why would I expect anything to go the way I thought it would? This one we're going to leave on here after I get it on really good and set it aside and let it dry and see if it pulls up anything. And you know what? If it doesn't, that's okay, because it's paper and paint. I can easily change things. So let's see how this one turned out. Okay, come on. See if it's been on there long enough. Nah, it's not going to work. Maybe a bit of it, but not all of it. Not enough to do what I wanted it to do. But it's still okay. It just adds more texture to this sheet. You can't really see that it's cats, but now this is nice and dirty and painty, so it's going to leave little black specks when I use it again. And that's okay, because then, I don't know, it may be too detailed for this chick. You know, maybe I just don't do good on detailed. But anyway, so the puzzles, you know, if you're interested, just send me an email. I think it would be a really fun project. No real reason, just think it would. So I really like this. I think it could be better, and I think that not right now because I'm kind of mad at the stencil. But I think I could pull up the stencil and lay it over here and possibly draw in with a black marker the parts that didn't show up the way I thought they should. But we live and learn, right? We never know what it's going to look like until we just do it. So I have behind me I don't know, I think it's got 30 metal doors. And right now, all the little drawers are open to be drying spots. So I pulled out, of course, the paint, and I have two containers like this of papers. One is already painty papers, and one is needs more stuff. I don't know what stuff it needs. I don't even know that it all needs stuff, but this is my. I just don't think that the paper is where I want it to be. Now there is some things in here like tissue papers that I just do splotches on because you rip them out and you glue them on top of some other another collage, and it looks like, I mean, they're transparent. So those I probably won't do anything with. Let's get them out of there. Um, this, I had some gel pens that stopped working, and I was trying to get them to work, and I figured let's just break them down and take the ink and splatter it. So that's what a lot of these are, is the ink. And then I did some marks on top of it. And there's parts of them I like, but for the most part, I think they're kind of messy. So I thought what I'd do today is take some of these papers that I think needs more. And these were just backgrounds from doing different things. And add something to it. See if I can make them something I like better. And then I also have some printable things that were mistakes or didn't print fully. And it's all paint and paper. You can kind of do with it what you please. Again, trying to use up paint that was on something else. And this one could be done. I just think it needs more. Hi, Kate. But we'll see. But that's kind of what I thought I would get into today. I do have another project. I hear the hubby drilling. We had a plumbing problem a couple of weeks ago, and he worked on that. And he worked on it too good because he ended up where he got the water shut off in the spare bathroom. So he's trying to fix that. Then he's got to level the floor under the refrigerator again. So he came in and shut my door just a few minutes ago. So I got this stack of papers that like I said, they need more. Some of them I actually did do a bunch of kind of solid colors so that I could do some stencils on them a long time ago. Again, it's, these things just sit around and don't have any plan until they do. So I did have them out the other day because my black thick Posca pen stopped working. So I had a off-brand that I had bought and didn't realize it said jumbo. I thought it was the jumbo, but it's really a wide tip. And I'm going to show you what I did with some of that. So, the jelly plates are, 8 by 10? And you always have the white edge. I could cut that off, but I tend to go in with a black marker and make marks. Just because I use a lot of black and white bits when I do a collage. And so I've done that. And even when, excuse me, I don't go in with the black and white. I go in with something, maybe just paint. I just absorb it. But I had this out and was doing these edges. And then when I ordered this, it came with a white one. So I had the black and the white. And I started doing these. And I just loved these circles. And I did that to several of them. And then another thing I did, I can show you right here, and we'll do it on this one. So, painting papers isn't just gel plate. And, well, it could be me, But I have a I didn't put my teeth in, so I don't sound funny to me. So this was pure accidental. Well, I had a piece of scrap paper behind me, and I was like getting the runoff marks on it, and I thought, well, why not put those on the prints? So I can do my stripes and just have a painted paper behind me, so I'm getting extra marks too. So, I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't a planned thing, but it was just another way to, use up all of what you have, and then you get the extra marks too. And I thought that was fun. And that makes this pen even more fun to me. But I love making those circles with the thick pen. Any thick pen would work. I think that's what they call the mid-century modern look. I don't know, but there's something about that circle that I like. And you can kind of do normal circles, use the edge, but then you use the flat side and you get that fun circle. So, you know, I think for myself, a lot of my jelly prints are done when they get all their black marks on them. And I don't know what difference that really makes because I tear them up in little pieces anyway. But I sure love the fact that I'm going to run off the edge anyway and I run onto scrap paper. Why not run onto the jelly plate? And, because to me, painting papers aren't just jelly plate, they're markers, they're doodles, they're drawings, whatever it is you want to do. I mean, there's no reason you can't do more jelly plate. These are on really heavy cards. So I'm going to put them off to the side because I don't really want to mess with those. So here we have another one that has no marks on it. I love all the grunge and all the layers of paint, but I definitely like more stuff on it. And I say that because even if I use these in collage, after I cut them apart, I still put more marks on them because I like the texture. And a lot of times I'll use even magazine pages because it allows me to have the colors, but I can change it up and make it look like mine by the marks I add to it. And I don't try to stay perfect. If it's perfect and lined up, great. If it's not, that looks pretty cool too. But it takes you and gives you just a little bit more extra paper because you use it all. And I always put a little pop of black and white on everything. I don't know. That's how I feel like about the grunge. I can do the grunge and the color mixture. And I see people that do all these grungy, really dirty looking things that look like they're, hundreds of years old. And I love it, but I can't always do that either. So I just mix what I like and somehow it turns out. So most of these I've already got kind of, enough marks on them, but I'm sitting here trying to lift this up off of this page. But I did want to show you, how adding some things. I know this is real busy, but I think more marks might tone it down a little bit. That needs something else, and this needs something else, and this needs something else. So that's kind of where I'm at for today. These are some of my favorites as far as the paper goes. These were blueprints. I don't think there's anything on the back of these. If you look real carefully, you can see that there's a grid because of, the blueprints. Not all of them, paint covered up pretty well. But, and then when it was big and I had done the just blocks of color, I came in with my smaller gel plates and did more blocks of color on top. And I do that a lot. That's why I have the little ones. This one was when you do something all in, like you take one of these and then you put draw shapes and you paint around it so a little bit shows through, but this is your focus. I think that's a reverse collage, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't like it. And I wasn't going to use it as it was. So I sprayed some alcohol on it and scrubbed it. And it needs some more stuff on it, but I really like how it looks. I think it's got potential. And so this one really shows the grid of the blueprint. And I say blueprint, and I'm not really sure if that's the proper word. They're oil field maps. Like this one is Perfect Profile Plate A, Eugene D. somebody company. So I grabbed a few stencils. I wanted to use the cat. I'm not in love with it like I thought I would be. But I have some others out. And we can kind of see where it goes with that. Now that I'm doing this, I'm going to have to resort all my papers when we're done. Because I'm just that anal. My papers have to be in their right places. Whether or not I use them is a whole nother story. So let's just start with this one. And let's pull the stencils over here. I have some I've used a lot, and I have some I haven't used at all, like this one right here. I did use this one for another project, but I went in and drew around it, so I haven't used it with paint yet. And then I love this one. It's kind of checkers, but it's cattywampus. And most of what I have dug out are just kind of textures or all over patterns. But I do have these, and I have used these to draw. These are all faces. I have no kind of abstract faces. I have no idea what they're going to look like. I don't know if they're going to do like the cats. And then, of course, I have these two, which are my ultimate favorites. They're on a lot of pages I've done because I love circles. Circles and lines, just like my doodles. So I'm even going through the ones I already pulled out, looking for the ones I really want to use. Because I do have them separated in styles. And there's a lot in each group, and then rather than pulling out the few that I want, I just pulled out the whole groups. So I am going to try a face. And I don't know that I think I want to do a face on a real busy one. And I have this one too. I don't think I have many stencils that I have bought more than one time because I just really like them. So yeah, there's that. And I had to make sure I didn't already have this one out. So I think we're going to do work with these to start with. And see, all of a sudden I'm really drawing a blank on what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do this because I haven't done this in so long. And I think I'm going to try something. My mind is seeing something, so we're going to see if this works for me. Going to take these two. And now I get to move this little pile of stuff to another area. Thank goodness I have another desk in here. And I don't know, somebody tell me what color I want to stencil on here with. It's really quiet, and I'm going to sit here until somebody picks a color. Because I just don't know what I want to use. Okay, blue. That's what showed up first. So I have thinned out my paint because a lot of it was just gunky. Now, as far as blue goes, I'm looking. Okay, I have this turquoise, this one, and then midnight blue. These are really close, but they do have different names. And then blue. Turquoise. I would go, my choice would be the midnight blue or the turquoise, but we're going to go with the turquoise because these are all kind of, you know, the orange, the yellow, the pink, turquoise just kind of fits in there. And besides, these are new, so they're going to work better. I found these at Hobby Lobby. They're, I don't know, they're under $1 and 49 cents. And it's, Crafter's Collection, so it's Hobby Lobby brand. And I have this thing where, there's other brands, and so I don't buy as much at Hobby Lobby as I could, or as it being a local thing in here, because they only carry their brand in most things now. Now I could do this two ways. I could, put the stencil on here and put the paper on it, but I'm going to use this like a stamp, and I think I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to actually going to stand up and really push that in there. We're not going to know what it looks like yet. Then we're going to take this part, and we're going to go ahead and, I know I got to put it over here on a firmer surface. As much as I want to just put it on the stack and push, I know better. So we're just going to, I should just build shelves all the way up here and all the way up on the other side so that I can just move things, never put anything on them until I need them. Yeah, we all know that's not going to work. I'll flip this over so I can rub that on well. And I'm going to kind of leave that while I'm doing another section because I do have two of the same size. Okay. Now my mind says lime green because that's the color scheme we kind of got going in there. And this one hasn't been opened. So, but even though these were 49 cents and I don't use a lot of paint, and I had to replace colors that were well used up, I only bought pink, purple, red, turquoise, orange, and yellow. And that's a big thing for me. I tend to want to buy all of it, but like I said, I haven't been using a lot of paint, so okay, put some green, and let's get another brayer. Yes, I have that many brayers. I have taught in person many years, so that's why I will have multiple tools. So I'm going to put this one over here, kind of like next door to that turquoise. Well, hi, Laura. Yeah, they'll shop from now until tomorrow morning, except not my husband. He's drilling holes and fixing plumbing. That's my Mother's Day. Well, that and he's going to get the oil change. I don't have to. So that one doesn't show up as good, but it's okay. It's just because it's kind of color wise. And then I'm going to put this one right here. I'm not moving the stencil yet. I know it's drying on the stencil, so I'm not going to be able to get another print off that. But I want the whole thing, I want the color block look, you know? So let's go ahead and I am going to have to hunt for things. I'm sticking things inside of pencil boxes and everything. I guess I just wasn't as organized as I thought. So just going to pull that off, and I'm not getting all of it, but that's okay. Keep it grungy. That's my my theory. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one off too. That one I got almost all the paint. So I mean, it's not a whole sheet that you could use as a whole sheet, but I don't use my painting papers as whole sheets. So we're going to let this sit over here on top of that stuff. And now it's time for another color. I'm going to go with a pink because I'm going to put it up here. Let's see if this one has been opened. Nope. I made the decision the other day after I had to open something that had one of these little seals. I appreciate the fact that they're protecting us and all of our stuff, but man, they should just make these things easier to open. The older I get, the harder things are. And look at this one. That one just separated from the plastic. It's still plastic on there. My fingernails aren't strong enough to just reach in there and pull it out like they used to be. So they're going to be all full of paint, everything now, but that's okay. You know what? It's paint. It'll wash. I don't know. I'm guessing it's probably a Temu because of the package it was in, but it could have been Amazon. It was an ordered, so it was either Temu or Amazon because that's where I go. I have to pull up another scrap paper so that I can somewhere or another have room to clean my brayers. And I always save my misprints, things that don't print where I think they should, so that I can use them for this, and then they become a painty paper down the road. Get rid of some of this turquoise. They're still not clean, but they're clean enough because I don't care if the colors mix. Okay, roll this out. This one's going to be nice and thin. And this one, it could be one of those that if I leave it, I might actually pull off some of that grunge behind it. I'd love to pick this up and rub it from the other side, but I'm not sure I can do that and not lose my stencil. We can try though, aren't we? Oh, look at that. See, and there's so much going on this. There's like all kinds of uses for this now. Yeah, just got a little splotchy pinks. I'm going to do this one right here because it's got the pink and the purple, and hopefully it turns out okay. I agree. just kind of like, the paint trays where you put the cleaner and you just go. Um, that was my doorbell. Hopefully, it was the mailman. My husband, I'm not 100% sure he can get to the door. It's the neighbor across the street. And she'll just have to wait. Um, she was supposed to come get the tables last night, and she didn't for her garage sale. So I don't know if she still wants them or what's the deal. Hang on, guys. I'm just going to send. Oh, Gary got it. I can hear him talking. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tell they're the same, but I really like here where I left it on and the colors all just kind of went. But there we go. So let's finish this page out. To Minnie, this would be done. I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to use this right here because it's going to be a painty paper down the road. Because if she has decided she wants the tables now, Gary knows where they're at. He knows my Saturday on YouTube is my day, and he's not supposed to bother me. He actually went to the store today to buy me some Sprite because I was out and I told him I can't do my live today without my Sprite. So I am utilizing this. I mean, when I tear this up, here's a chunk and here's a chunk and there's a chunk. So I see so much use in it. And I could go and scribble on all this, but I'm liking this. So, and by putting my other piece of paper down there, I'm getting all my marks. I'm wasting no paint out of this marker other than what gets stuck to my hands. So see, we're building this paper up. So is anybody painting papering with me? Not that you have to. Just, it's fun to play. That's all. I don't know if I said anything to you, Laura, about the puzzle pieces or if anybody new has come in. But I have the idea and the concept of doing collage, and you can do anything. You can, as long as they can be put back together. I collaged these and I did them all together so that it could be a project like this. I mean, that would look cute on the back of a card or something, or the front of a card, not the back of a card. And then happy birthday written across there or something. I don't know. Just this is what started it. But I have a puzzle that I've already put together, numbered it so that I can send everybody. Hi, Susie. So this brand of this marker is Artistro. 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 And it came with 2 blacks and a white. And it wasn't really expensive. And I have their smaller tips of these. And they're great when you get them, but after a while, they are just not so good. But these have stayed really good. I mean, listen to the shake. I just think I'm going to, I haven't had an issue with these, and I've had them for a while. So anyway, the puzzle pieces, because I see some new faces in here. I have a 24-piece puzzle numbered. And I want to send people the puzzle pieces. Because they're numbered, I can make sure you don't get 2 that are close to each other. Or, would need to be, so nobody would think they had to do like I did here, where everything is just, I collaged the whole thing and then cut it apart, and it was real pain in the what, trying to separate these. And so anyway, I kind of got, after I got doing it, I like right in here, I did it where they were separated, but yet still kind of tied together. So anyway, when you're done with them, then you would send them back and I would put them all together and everybody could have a digital copy of it if they wanted it. Um, I would either keep the originals, and if I keep them, they're going to get framed and hung in the house somewhere. But I could also frame them and auction it off with the money going to a charity. I could donate it to a charity like a shelter, women's shelter, where they would have it, you know. So there's a lot of things I could do with it. I don't know past numbering the puzzles and getting them out. Um, I would want to for sure have all 24 pieces given out. So I could send, I think I could probably send 6 pieces in an envelope. Um, for a normal postage stamp, possibly, you know, there might be that surcharge, but it's even with the surcharge, it's still just around $1. So I would love for all of y'all to play with that. And I was saying earlier when I brought it up the first time that you could, excuse me, if you live out of the country, rather than paying the high price of shipping just these little puzzle pieces back and forth, um, I can copy the puzzle piece. If I do that, you would probably get the picture of the puzzle rather than the back, the brown part with the number on it, which, um, you know, when we do them, we will all work on the colored part of the puzzle. Anyway, I could scan that and make sure that it is actual size and send it to someone, or they could just do a collage that's, you know, the piece is approximately, let's just say it's 2.5 inches square. I don't know if that's right. I would measure it for sure. And you could just do it, a little collage or a little piece of art that big. And then when you send it to me, um, I can just glue it onto the cardboard itself and it would be ready to be included. So I know that I keep thinking I'm saying the same thing over and over, and I feel like I'm making no sense, but this way, anyone who lives out of the country can participate. And all it is scans that you'll have to do. So, yeah, Kim and I have already talked about it. She's the one who helped me, you know, go further than just everybody doing a puzzle piece. So, anyway, not all the things are ironed out, but it's something I really want to do, and I don't want to. It the puzzle I will. These won't be my part of the puzzle because I did go purchase another puzzle, and I mean the puzzle's $1.25. You know, so it's not like it's this big fancy work of art. This is just going to be something simple that a collaborative that a bunch of people could be a part of. And I see that Beth said I'll play. That's wonderful. But if you could um, drop me an email, um, it can be whatever you want, just as long as it's still flat, so that when I put it together, I don't have to trim a lot or anything like that. So, um, yeah, yeah. If you, Darla, if you could put my email in, or Laura, again, um, thank you, Darla. Just send me a note that says I'm in and make sure I have your address so that I can, you know, get those puzzle pieces off. Because the sooner you send me that information, the sooner I can get it in the mail. Because my May is booking up fast. Next week I have one day I'm not doing something, and then the next week, who knows what's going to be, and then we're going to be away for a while, and yeah, it's just filling up, and I'm not looking to have too much done until June. So the sooner we can get to this, the better. While I'm saying that, I'm going to step away for just a minute. So if anybody needs to go potty, this would be a good time. I'm going to go grab another project that I have upcoming because this one is way cool and it has already taken over my dining room table. So I will be right back. Out, Bella. Go. Go. Good girl. Okay. Now, Darla knows about this one. She helped me brainstorm, which I am open to brainstorming. I struggled so hard with what to do today, and um, they helped me come up with something, but they also came up with another project, and I was like, okay, we'll do that one next. But again, because my May is so busy, I don't know that this may end up being July, and I'll explain that for a minute. So what I'm calling this is treasure tassels. And this is what it is. It is nothing of value, but it could be because of what you add to it. It could be sentimental things like maybe this was the first time you ever played with dice and you still have those dice. Maybe this is a button. It's a ceramic button, but maybe this is a button off of your favorite shirt. And anyway, it's all bits and pieces, treasures, could be memories. And I have everybody's going to get a piece of the folding ruler. Everybody should get a Scrabble tile. I don't know about dominoes and bingo things because I didn't find a lot of them when I started through. And I'm telling you, the shoebox, the plastic shoebox, no, bigger than that, the sweater box size. I had 4 of those half full that I set and sorted them to one's beads and one's metal things and one's charms. And yeah, so I've already started making kits. And I say kits, and I'm going to post these on the Ko-fi store. I do not think that I am going to be able to get them up and on there and shipped in time for the June thing because we've got a lot of activities scheduled for May. So these are 3 different, and they're not alike. They have some similarities. For this, everybody will have something flat to where they can hang their pieces off of. If it's not a filigree, and say maybe it's a concho, I will poke holes. Anything that needs a hole in it, it will be sent with holes in it. You don't have to do that. Just a minute, Beth, and I'll check and see. I threw my phone up in my thing. Oh, my name is Jean, and I'm into everything junky. Okay, so I just put my other email on my phone. I got Susie's and I got Beth's. Okay. And Darla and Laura, they're stuck regardless, whether they want to do it or not. They have to. It's just because they're part of my crew. So, hi, Carol. Okay, so just to go over, let's just do this one. So here's the filigree part that you can do at the top. Yes, this is a bone or wood, and it's curved, but it'll still make a great tassel. And it's got the holes. You'll just have to make bigger loops to hang things off of. That doesn't mean you have to do this. Everyone's going to get a little wooden spool. It would make a great dangle. It'll make a great charm. It would make a great topper. There are plastic beads because they're fun and they're colorful. There's metal beads. There's charms. There's still more that needs to be coming in these. There's some already made dangles, like here's an earring. Some things may need to be torn apart more, and some things may be just perfect the way they are. When I do this as a live, I will show you like the links, how to stack different things. Like this one, there won't be one of these, but this is a wooden bead. And it's a really old bead, but I still drilled holes in it and then ran wire through and did the dangles hanging off of that. So we will do all kinds of things that I will try to find pieces that are maybe not going to be easy to use. Oh, that one does have a hole in it. I don't know for sure what all is in each of these because, like I said, I kind of just did this. But when I do this, I will show you ways to use something. Maybe it doesn't have a hole and I can't drill in it. Probably you're not going to have anything that I send you that way, but I am not. This is probably not enough to do a whole tassel, but I'm going to send you enough to be close. But I want you to add your stuff. So I'm telling you now so you can kind of gather a little bit of stuff. Everyone's going to get one of these. They're really old sewing bobbins. There is thread. Take it off, put yarn on it, whatever you want to do. This is your project. I want you to make this your treasures. There's buttons. There's hinges. Let's see, this would be a fun thing to, there will be some kind of a clasp at the top. So you take this and make your dangles. There was one over here. So you could make your dangles right onto these, and then you could have something similar to this little wood thing where there's multiple dangles on it. So there's a lot of things, and some of it you'll use, some of it you won't. I will put these on my Ko-fi store. I will have it in two different ways. One that you can I can add some wire if you don't have wire, or without wire. I don't know what they're gonna cost. There's nothing in here that's really precious. Most of it is just stuff. Most everything will have a key. This is a tax token. So there's going to be some really cool stuff and there's going to be some stupid stuff. And there's a lot of little beads because, you do the layers. I sat here and counted components in this. And I didn't go down as far as counting this is technically two parts. This is two different links. So I just counted it 1, 2, 3 like that. And there's over 100 pieces. Yeah, you could do that very easily. But anyway, and you don't have to buy the kit, but there will be enough in the kit to do pretty much what we need. I just want you to add your own things. Now, you don't have a place for a tassel. You don't want the tassel. This is another option in addition to everything, each one of the kits having a filigree of some sort. I don't know. This one is off-centered, but you might be able to layer things. You may have to wire things together. You may have to glue things. It's just going to be however we can get it together. And, there's some funky stuff in here. There's a shotgun shell. And it still has a lot of movement and fun. So I think this will be a really fun project. It may even take a couple of Saturdays to do this. But if you don't want to do the tassel, each kit is going to also come with a bangle bracelet where you could do it as, The only thing I can see right handy that I could put this on is my cup. So let's say you have a jar or a bottle that you can put that bracelet on, and then all your dangles can hang on it like that. I know that's hard to see, but that's the best I've got handy. So um, this was a purchased wine bottle thing, but this could easily be your tassel, and even this is a tassel. You could put chain up, and it could be your tassel too. So that is going to. I'm aiming to have this one be July's Saturday Shenanigans, and like I said, the reason is that I most crafty people I know are going to have components they can dig out from somewhere, but not everybody's going to have the assortment that I have accumulated in. Oh, Laura, I already have a piece picked out for you that you're going to get. It's a bug about this big. It's really, really cool. I have little piles in the other room of, things I know would go for somebody else. Yeah, you could do something that hangs over a lampshade. I mean, you could do a smaller version. I wouldn't put this heavy of one on a ceiling fan, but you know, you could easily. And I think these would be cool just to do a bunch of really long ones and hang them in a window. Not really sun catcher because there's a lot of opaqueness in here, and there's not going to be a lot that's going to catch a sun. But you know, it's there's so many things you can do with it. And I'm just going to show you how to link things, how to work around it not being quite what you want. And like I said, as I put this together, I have put components in a separate little bag for myself for the one I'm going to make. And I put in things that I think, oh, well, I would have to do this and wrap this around there. And, my mind's already thinking what it needs to be done. And not everybody's going to think of that. I have a weird mind. I know that. So anyway, I just wanted to share this. I will do a separate video again on this, especially, probably when we are a little bit slower in June. Still, June's going to be kind of busy. My husband's retiring at the end of June, and he's ready. And believe it or not, as scared as I've been about it, I'm ready. So finances might be different, but I'm ready. But I think this will be a fun project. And like I said, it may take a while. This gives you an opportunity to dig up things that you may want to add to this. And when I do the kits on Ko-fi Store, I probably will not show you everything other than like just, the picture like this. So be prepared to kind of really enlarge and see. And they will be listed separately so that you can get what it is which, like you may think, oh, I love this part. I love this component. Oh, I hate this component. I can't get this one, so yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. Like I said, I will be putting that out again in a short video. I do have a lot of things. I have I think there are the big coffee cans that I collaged on because I was hunting up containers to sort. And it is half full of things that I have to drill holes in or poke holes in. I do have a little tool for the metal too. So anyway, back to the painting papers. And again, I see some new people. Somewhere along the line, somehow, I want to make a poll on things people would like to do on the Saturday Shenanigans. And, I'm game for anything. For some reason, lately I've been really drawing a blank. And so definitely would like some input on things you'd like to see. I know Darla said anything except the doll heads. And yeah, I did buy 2 baby dolls this week and cut their heads and took their hair out and all that good stuff. But they're not going to be gory. One's going to have flowers for her hair, and one's going to hold pencils. So, anyway, um, I'm game to try anything if I can find the supplies, if it's not something I already have on hand. So, I'm going to start on this one, and I'm going to do. Let's try one of those faces because I haven't used those before. And these are Timu. I'm sure they're somebody's knockoff, but I like. No. I say I haven't used them. I did this one. Um, I drew around, painted in each individual part. I didn't want to. I have it in one of my art journals. Ooh, that one's cool. Okay, let's not make it too hard of decisions. We're going to use this one to start with, and I am going to put it on here. Okay, now I'm drawing a blank. I don't like it on there. But this one is big enough for the whole stencil. So. How do we want to do this, ladies? And gents, if there's any gents in the background. It wouldn't really be a painty paper if I outlined it and colored it in, but that's where my head's going. So maybe this isn't the right one. I think this is the one I'm going to use. Do I? Okay, we're just gonna go, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, we'll put more paint on it. Okay. Now is the hard part, is to find the jelly plates, the big jelly plates. Seriously? They have to be stuck under something here. We'll go with this one. This isn't the one I was looking for. I was looking for the one I've already been using, but it has disappeared on me. Does that surprise you? No, it really doesn't. Okay. So we're going to put it on this. Part of me is wanting to say do it in black, but I don't think that's what I want to do. So we're going to do the turquoise because that's a color that's not on there. Well, the one I used in my art journal, I think I watercolored it. You know, just put it on there and then watercolored in each little spot. And this is probably going to pick up some of the grunge on the jelly plate because that's why I don't clean them. And I think it needs a little more paint. Let's put in this midnight blue. This is a lot thicker and a lot harder tube to squeeze. Okay, so we're going to put the stencil on there, and I know the stencil's bigger than the jelly plate, so we're going to come over on the bottom And we'll put this on there. And now we will rub. This is really thin paper. Like I said, it was kind of blueprints, maps, oil field things. I've had them for many years. When he left one company, when we moved down here, these were going to be pitched, and he thought, "Oh, I think you could use these." He has brought me some really cool things from work. Okay, I'm going to peek. I think it's because there's a lot of open space. This is basically going to read blue with the faces being the outlines. That's my goal. Okay. Looky there. I really like that. Even though I didn't get it on there straight. But that's okay. That is quite okay. I really like it. And let's just see what happens when I pull this up and put this one on there. And because I have it and hopefully it's still wet, let's see what happens if I put this down. So we'll just kind of rub this all at one time. I did that so I didn't catch any of the stencils and rip that because I could see that happening. All right, so I didn't really get much, just added some more, a little bit of texture on there. Oh, wait, that was already on there. Sorry, strike that. There was nothing to gum on that one. That was just a protector sheet. So, yeah, we didn't get anything from this. It was dry. But that doesn't mean when I go to use this again, some of that blue is going to come off on something else because I don't clean stencils and I don't clean jelly plates. So those two are still open for something. Let's see what we get off of this. You're not gonna like it. Let's just black out the screen and you don't have to see this. I like that too. It's just weird enough to fall in love with. The worst part about this is that these are cool. And now they need to be used as is, not torn up into little pieces. But yeah, this was fun. These faces are going to be used. I may have to do a great big book with faces. But we still have that outline on there, so I'm thinking that'll pull up something somewhere when we get to that point of reusing that. I am going to use this little scrap here now to clean my brayer if there's anything left on it. Just a little bit. I wish y'all could see this. I wish I had this huge camera that covered all of this mess because it is quite a mess. Laura missed the kitty cats, didn't she? And that's okay. I'll have to send her a picture because I don't know where they're at. Oh, here's the other jelly plate. I thought it was just a piece of paper waiting. But it's not. It's actually the kitty cats. that was left on there. So I don't know what it's going to pull up. And I did tear it putting it on here. So we'll see what we pull up out of this. It's really cleaning up the jelly plate. I really like this. I really like this. But considering I didn't know what I wanted to do, it don't take much to make me happy today. Can you see the kitty cats? Again, this is going to be one that, I don't know, it's already torn, so it doesn't really make a full page, but I don't know. It turned out pretty cool. You see just enough of the color in there. I can live with it. I'm okay with it. So what do we want to do next? Anybody got any input? What do we want to do next? Because I have a ton of scrappy papers that Riley's old drawings, whatever. And then I have this pile of things that needs more stuff. Oh, here's the kitty cats. It's a cute stencil, but it just didn't work well. Maybe now that it's dirty, it would work better. I don't know. But I am going to try to draw the lines in off of the stencil. So I'm going to do where I put the stencil down, and let's do, I kind of keep picking things that I can use the colors of paint I already have out. So let's just go back to the turquoise because it's here. And I'm just going to put a little bit in a couple places. And I think I'll put some pink. I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to spread out this. And then come over here and clean it off a little bit. And now I'll put some pink. And now I want to add some yellow. I wanted the colors to stand out and be separate, but yet still have a little bleed room here and there. I have no idea what this is going to look like because I haven't jelly printed in a long time, but if this background paper is any idea, there's lots of fun colors there. And I'm going to put this on it. Take the stencil off. Just going to lay it on another one. I don't think it's probably got enough paint on it to do anything. Maybe, maybe not. I hope it's going to be pretty. I have, I'm not one of those that lets things dry on their plate very well. I'm just not a real patient person, and you know, some things I know because I'm setting it up to clean up the plate that I do need to let it dry. But I don't know. I don't have too much trouble with picking up things and getting a pretty good print. I see some air bubbles in there. Oh, my ring turned and I just scratched the paper and probably the plate. All right, let's see. I could leave this, but I'm not going to because I love it. Oh, oh, come on, you finicky camera. There we go. Yeah, I really like that. This one's done. This does not no longer have to go into the box that says needs more stuff. But I love the grunge on this. So this is we got ways to go yet before it's ready to be completely cleaned off. Well, and it won't be completely cleaned off. Let's see if we got anything out of this. A little bit of marks, but not much. But that's okay. It's dirty and ready for the next time. And let's just use it. Let's put it right back down here and do it again. But this time we've got orange and purple, so we'll go with the lime green. Boy, that stencil sure is pretty. Making sure it's all stuck down. Let's put on some lime green. And we can do some yellow because there's no yellow in that. Well, a little bit, but I don't think it'll matter. And we're going to do the ultimate perfect color. Oh, I was going to put orange, but I can't put orange because there's already orange. So, well, I could, but I'm not going to. I'll get a little orange in here anyway from the yellow. And let's just. Can y'all hear my husband hammering? That means he's probably got fixed what he needed to fix, and he's putting the tile in so my refrigerator won't set crooked. Or he's tearing more floor out, one or the other. Won't be long and we will have a completely new flooring because he's had to undo so much stuff under there. Sure don't like the way they build houses back then. Ooh, that's a real pretty brayer off. Cleaned up the brayer too. Okay, let's do a little blending there. Okay, we're good with that. We're good. You know, I have some more of these blueprints still that I haven't used. I need to get them out, and I don't know. Pretty much don't have a horizontal surface right at this point to do all the color blocking on them again, but I think I really like the feel of this paper. I think this will be amazing collage paper. So does anybody have any big plans for Mother's Day? Well, thank you, Charmaine. I don't know where that comes from because I don't do a color wheel. I don't really even like a color wheel, but that's okay. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm not cooking. I don't know what we're having, but I'm not cooking. We are grilling tonight. I'm going to have a grilled chicken breast with a slice of Swiss cheese on top and sliced avocados. It is such a good thing. It's one of my favorite ways to eat chicken. All right, let's see how this looks. I like how I can see the circles inside there. Okay. Oh, I forgot to take the stencil off. So I didn't get the perfect circles, but I still like it. Let's just do another one. Oh, we don't have to worry about that stencil needing cleaned now. Ooh, that sounds amazing, Susie. I'm on my way. Surely, if you have a son that's, or a child, I say son, I don't know why I assume that, but if you have a child that's willing to do something like that so fun, she's not, they are not going to mind having an extra person along. Or I can just walk, you know, 10 feet behind you or something like that. All right. I'm kind of angry that I forgot to take the stencil off, but yeah, it just added some more texture to it. Now let's take the stencil off. And it's time to change it and do something different because I didn't do that one the way I wanted to. But we're going to let that set for a minute and find a paper to put it on. I don't think it's really, I don't think it's ready to pull all the grunge off yet. Close, but not quite. I love how this is pulling up that crappy edges of the brayer, all the little black speckles. I say crappy in the most wonderful terms. I have something I want to try, and I don't know why. I think it it's sitting here. That's why, I guess. So we're going to get a blank piece of paper and see what we can do here. We're going to do orange because I haven't used it yet today. And I haven't used it yet at all. It has to be opened. There's got to be a better way to open these without making such a mess. But I haven't figured it out yet. Because these puppies are on here. They're really on here. Is there anything special you're looking for, Susie? Or you're just going to see what goodies you can find? That's how I was the other day. I went to the antique mall here in town and I had two things I was looking for, and I walked through the entire store and found two of one of the things. And then the last booth before I would check out had exactly the other thing I was looking for. I almost went woo-wee, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to put orange paint on here. And it is probably going to pull up some of this grunge, maybe not all of it. And I don't even know if this is going to look good. It's probably going to need a couple of different layers for what I have in mind. So I have my coffee cup that I use for watercolor circles when I do watercolor circles. So I'm going to see, just going to use this paper to get the excess paint off of. There's not really a lot of excess paint. It's leaving the mark I want in there, but it's not, I don't know where the paint's going because it's really not on the cup. I think it's just moving it. cool. See, if you don't have a stencil, that's okay. You can kind of make one up as you go along. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I am going to still use this piece of paper that I got, but I'm going to just use the other side. Well, I can't put anything down straight for love nor money. Well, I'm anxious to see your relief work you're working on. I think it sounds amazing. Whatever. I mean, you know, your words there, smallish, wonders, relief work. Yeah, that all sounds enticing. Okay. Oh, wow. It pulled up just enough grunge to make that cool. And you can still see some of that stencil, but there's room for another layer. I don't know about on for y'all, but the screen looks like it's a golden color, and this is orange. This is oranger than my mug, which is very orange, but still looks gold too. Maybe it's just my camera. I don't know. This has been one I've used to clean up. So I am going to go ahead and clean up the edges. Those of you that didn't hear the description of my scrap papers, these are my grandson's coloring pages and story pages and whatever else he's made. And I have more than I need. And so, yeah, I'm using up some of the others. Let's do this little cobblestone. And I am going to use, I don't know why, but this turquoise just seems to always jump out at me. And I'm going to use the turquoise, but I think I want it to be a little bit lighter for what I'm going to use it for. So let's add. We're going to add vintage white because I don't seem to see the white right now. Uh-oh, paint booger. This time, gonna remember to pull up the stencil, and I'm gonna lay it on this other one where I didn't remember to pick up the stencil. Let's see if that. Yeah, maybe I put it on there backwards. No, I didn't. If you can't get into it up to your elbows, it's just not worth doing. So I see something I want to fix real quick. Right here, I want that line to show up better. And right here. I've never been this picky about my stencil work like this before, but I really like the way this looks, and I think it needs its distinction. This is where it's going on to. And I think we're going to let this one set. Yep, they're always ready. They're all ready for my doodle. Ooh, look what that one's going to look like. Again, I couldn't get it on there straight. I wonder if, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's paper. But it gives you an idea what it's going to look like. It's going to be kind of cool. So we're going to let this one set because there's a lot of grunge on there and I'd like to see it pulled up and see what it looks like. So let's do something on these black papers I made. Oh yeah, see the line showed up on that one. I picked it up fast enough. There's a lot of layers on there, but it's great for collage fodder. Let's put you over here. You're really... Yeah, my extension cord and my phone cord, they're all going to be covered now. Because I got little paint droplets everywhere. I think I'm going to take this one and put this on here. Oh, come on. You know, the silicone mat cleans up and it's a wonderful thing, but things just stick on it and it drives me nuts. So I'm going to see if there's enough paint on here. Maybe. And we'll use it as a stamp pad. Like a stamp. Okay. Ooh, that's fun. So you're going to have to stay because I'm going to leave that to pull it later when it's dry. Where's my other little one? Is it drying with something on it? You know, it's bad enough that you can't find the stencil or the paper that you're looking for, but when you lose the gel plate too, that's bad. That's bad. I may actually, before I clean up when I'm done, take a picture and share. Okay, there you are. Okay, we have a black background, so we can go any color we want. Let's do... Oh, I moved the stencil. Maybe I didn't. But then I did. Okay, let's do some lime green this time. And I'm sure it'll pick up some of that blue. And let's put that right next to that. Okay, so you're going to have to sit there. So now we're going to go with the bigger, and let's put this pink. And something to clean this off with, not with. I found something to clean it with, but off, but I don't have a horizontal surface to do it on. Okay, that's gonna have to work. I'm gonna just do this because I wanted to keep the size. I'm not gonna be able to totally, but I'll do that. We're gonna put the pink down here. Oh, look at it show through. Isn't that cool? If you can see that, I don't know. I guess probably you can't see it like I see it. Okay. And this needs to go on something real quick. Oh, look, that's turned out really good. Okay, now we're going to do some, is this, I don't know if this is white or a metallic. Oh, it is white. So we're going to do some white because you can never have too much black and white papers. Look, oh, y'all can't see that. This is like, this is a two-hand squeeze out. Um, Gonna clean my brayer a little bit. Or I could grab another one, I guess, but actually I think I'll go the whole thing on this one because again you can't have too much black and white. Yes, it's that hard to get out. Y'all get the sound effects too. Okay. I love watching this squish around under the jelly plate. Oh, yeah, I gotta leave that one too. All my jelly plates are gonna get full of stuff drying. I'm gonna end up having to, you know, do another video or stop early so I can let everything dry out. Okay, let's go with yellow because that was the one that said take me. I'll tell you what, I'm about tempted to throw away all or get rid of all my paints that are in these containers. They are so hard to squeeze, and those little 49 centers from Hobby Lobby seem to be an all right paint for what I'm doing. Well, the hammering is stopped, and I heard the chime, so maybe he's got this all working. I haven't heard him come in to see if the water works in the shower, so I don't know. I live on a money pit. Oh, I didn't see it pulled up some of the other color off of the jelly plate right there in that pink. Oh, I don't know if that's going to. I saved the day. Woohoo! Sprayer off onto this. That's a real rainbow of colors there. All right, and now comes the moment. Sorry, I got hung up on the camera there. So now I have all these little splotches of things to. I mean, it could use more, but I'm leaving it there because how I'm going to tear it up and use it in little bits. So I really think that turned out pretty good. Give me a nice lot of colors. So one more black. Okay, I need to do something here. Okay, this is going to probably get in the way again, but I think that I'm going to take this and let's go with yellow. No, let's go with turquoise. I have an idea. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. So we're going to put a small layer of turquoise on there. Maybe we needed a little more, maybe not. There we go. And I'm just going to push this down right here. Oh, my messy fingers. And I just realized that the edges of the plates I'm using are going to get in the way. But that's okay. You're not dry. You are sort of dry. Let's clean off the brayer. And we'll go with pink for this one. This is a thicker jelly plate than that one, so I'm actually going to be able to get these fairly close together. The yellow is not dry. It's going to be kind of cool, some of these collage pieces I'm doing with Riley's work. It'd be kind of like a collaborative, and he didn't even know it. Let's see. Let's do the orange because I just got the whole paint palette thing over there covered up. I don't want to dig out a new color. So the ghosts on the black. I'm not sure what you're talking about. This one? Is that the one you're talking about? Is that the face? I see it. The nose, the eyes. If that's what you're talking about, how did I get that? Just lucky. I brought this chipboard out so I would have kind of a stable area. And this one is really not dry. But we're still going to go over it. We're going to go over with the orange because there's still a lot on there. And we're just going to put it right there. And we have 2 pieces of chipboard here. Flip that over so that I can rub this. I don't know if that's going to come off or not. It may be too dry. I Yeah, a little bit came off. It's not that I am worried about wasting the paint. It's just, it's not like I'm worried about getting dirty. Okay, let's turn this over so we can see all the creatures that's in here. I didn't have a firm enough surface for this to set on and be able to let those sit on them for a while. Okay, this is the direction it was, I think. I see the face. I sort of see a face here too. The eyes, almost like a puppy dog face. The muzzle and the little fat nose. That light above, it's really kind of messing with it too. Good thing my camera is mounted sturdy. All right, I can't stand it. I think I'm going to have to pull it off. It's probably dry enough. Well, I am in New Mexico. Maybe the aliens are sharing their self. Okay, let's see. Oh, I probably need to wait. It's tearing the paper. Oh, but this one's not. This one right here is pulling up every bit of the grunge, or a lot of it. Not every bit of it, I suppose, but. And this one's pulling up every bit of it, including the jelly plate. Okay. But see, this had some of Riley's drawings under it, and that one's showing through. I think this turned out pretty good. I think it's quite usable. And then, you know, like I did with the black, the only reason I can stack these is because they peel apart pretty easy. Hang on, I gotta move things to get to the thick white marker. Okay. So we are going to salvage all of this piece of paper. We're just gonna go because if you use part of this, you have, this helps you have all of it ready to be used. So let's see if we can gather all of the things we've worked on today. And I'm not even sure what I've done and what was already done. So I'm sure I'll miss something. And this one is that thin paper, but there's so many layers of paint in some of these because they're all to pull the paint off of them. So. Okay, these are all not had anything done to them. And some of these are just layered, brayered off. Oh, we have one more that's been drying. Now that I've reached over and grabbed what I've done so far, I'm just like, wow, there's more than I've thought I'd done. Okay. So let's see what this one's been drying. And I don't even remember. Oh, it's this one. Oh, okay. That great grand is way more important than watching some jelly plate stuff. I do like it when I can let them dry on there and pull off everything. I'm just not a patient person. Now, before I clean up, I will take a picture so you can see all the mess. And I will put something on all of the ones that I have, all my plates that are dirty, and see if I can't clean them all up. Just because after I go see how he's doing with his project and if I need to help him with anything. Luckily, he hasn't hollered at me, come turn this off, do this. So we're good. All right. Beth, I'm looking for that cat and I don't see it right handy. That doesn't mean it's not going to show up here in a second. There's the face and all the other dirty stencils. I did just buy Murphy's oil soap. I could go fill my sink up and wash these stencils. They probably will fall apart then. Okay, I'm still looking. May have to send you a picture of it, Beth, because I'm not finding it right now. All right, so here's what we've done today. So we did this one. I like this one. I will use most of these. And we did do this one. And yeah, keep in mind some of these were done on previously painted papers, but I've just added the extra that it needed. I guess I was previously painted too. Now I'm added my extra. Okay, so there's this cat was I don't remember. I guess this is the stencil I put down on there after I did. I don't even remember how I did it, but so there's the cats. And there's the faces, which I really like this. I wish these were small stencils so that I could make pockets or something like that. And there's the stencil that was laid down after it was painted. And there's that one. And there's the cats that I am going to, as soon as I find stencil, I will, kind of give him his whiskers back and, maybe fix that. These are just brayers off on pieces of jelly prints. This one was the cat, I think. Just the stencil laid on it didn't work as good as I want, so it's got to go back into the still needs more. And this one is okay, but it kind of needs some black marks on it because that's just how I roll. But then I could leave it like this, leave this one like this, and as I use it, put black marks on it. I might do that. And I love how I did this with the wide white marker. Just kind of, I think that's really cool. This is the clean off of the stencil, I believe. This was just a jelly plate with a coffee cup. And it picked up a bunch of stuff on the back. This was a previously watercolored, and this was a cleanup off the jelly plate. This was a brayer on a printing error. Still got room for more stuff. This one here is the stencil laid down after it's been painted. And yeah, it needs more stuff. It needs its little black marks. And then this is the one we just finished with the leftover pulling up what we could off of the jelly plates. So I think I'm going to call that good and clean up my mess because it's really bothering me. And do something with putting these away and organizing my jelly prints. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. If you've played along, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you haven't, that's okay. Like I said, I probably didn't do anything new, but I played and that was good. So anyway, keep in mind the puzzle if you're interested in that. I may do a real short video of just the puzzles and what we're going to do. Maybe if I get it written down so I can make it a short video. And then again, I will do another video, just probably not a live, about the treasure tassel, which will be coming in July. So I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of their weekend and a good Mother's Day and enjoys doing their art if they're doing their art. And I will talk to y'all later. And thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. And now we need to find the mouse so that I can. I found it. So, thank you, everyone. And I'm glad you all made it. And I will see you next month on the Saturday Shenanigans, if not sooner. And again, if you've got any suggestions, anything you want to see, I mean, we're talking from anything paper, slow stitching. Let's just say I don't knit and I don't tat. So, if you've got even if you found a video and you want some help with it, send me a message. I love trying to figure things out and do new things or share what I do know. So, everyone, have a great weekend and I will see you all next month. Bye-bye.